What's up, guys? Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you all being here. That tune that I just played was Got to Give the Lord Praise by the Gideon Band, which is a band I play with in DC. And that track was actually the first track that I ever recorded in my life. And I remember the day we played it live, and I remember being really nervous. It was like the first thing that I ever did, but thank God it turned out okay. And I feel really fortunate to be able to have shared that one with you guys. A couple things I wanted to point out with that track. It's like the different movements. I like the shots or the hits that are in the song. The big hits are like those boom, boom, boom. That kind of like transition from section to section. So when I'm playing that tune, a lot of what I'm thinking about is, to set those up, but not to be in the way of everything else that's going on. You gotta kind of have the mindset to share with the other band members, because sometimes somebody else may want to take the space, or to set it up nicely. So just my thought pattern when I'm playing it is, what can I do to kind of add to what's getting ready to happen. It's kind of like throwing somebody like an alley-oop. You just kind of like set them up for it. I think that's the big thing I'm thinking about while I'm playing that. Also, Dynamic-wise, the stuff that I'm playing on my hat, it varies from verse to chorus. You know, like when I'm playing the chorus, mostly my hat is kind of open just a little bit to kind of give a little more movement. And then when I'm playing the verses, it's kind of tight to kind of like keep, you know, kind of quiet, so that way the person that's actually singing or whatever's going on out front can kind of just be heard without a whole bunch of clutter in the way. Just try to make things like really nice and neat. When it gets to like the final, like the last part of the song where everything's kind of like, you know, amped up, and you know, you just kind of play with a little more energy to kind of like give it that feel that it needs. You know, it's important to really be the foundation. You know, really be there for the rest of the guys in the band. That's just kind of like what's going through my head when I'm playing a tune like that. You know, not so much, you know, fills and stuff all over the place, but it's just like the placement of those fills to kind of catch certain things is really important. Do you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask? Yes.
I've noticed a lot of your fills, I have a hard time hearing where the one is.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate some of the ways you phrase your fills to give that illusion of like off time back into time again?
Yeah. Let me it works. It works really well, like when I'm playing like with the loop or with the track, because the track is normally the constant. You know, so I can I'll definitely demonstrate that later. I'll try to demonstrate some of it now for you, but I'll definitely address it later. Something like this. Yeah, so it's all in like, you know, where you started, you know, and it's not a particular you know, method to it. It's just kind of like just a feeling thing, you know, just get in where you fit in. But the challenge is with that is you want to make sure that what you're doing, it doesn't overshadow everything else that's going on. You know, it's really important, especially in a band setting. You know, your job is not to lose the other players in the band. You know, you don't want to do something that's so out there that everyone else is counting, like trying to figure out, oh, wait, where's the one? You know, you don't want to do that because it makes everyone sound foolish. You know, so, you know, your primary job, and I know you guys know this, but your primary job as the drummer is to be that foundation for everyone else to kind of rest upon, you know. Until it's time for you to solo or, you know, whatever, then by all means, you know, just go all the way in, enjoy yourself. But, you know, for the most part, like I said, you really want to, you know, just kind of focus on being that foundation and, you know, have fun with it, but you, like I said, you don't want to make it too crazy where cats are like really guessing or you see everyone like really counting 1 in a 2 in a, well, I think it's, you don't want to do that, you know. Yes, sir.
The main groove of that tune had some really interesting left-hand ghost note stuff. Can you demonstrate that for us?
Sure. Let me tell you how that came about, actually. In the track, I don't know if you can hear, but there's a percussion player playing as well, and he's playing like these castanets, and basically what I'm playing on the snare is just like kind of like a call and response thing. So he's playing, the track is boom, 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 and I'm playing the response. Like I'll demonstrate it. That's really the meat and potatoes of that whole groove. But what it does, it just kind of creates a tension between you know, myself and the percussionist. You know, like that foundation for us to just kind of groove on. Yes.
Yes. How much attention you put on like the tempo you're playing? Like when you're playing, you're always thinking like if you're playing on top or just like right on the tempo, or you just feel the music and don't think about that.
Yeah. For me, honestly, man, I'm not really thinking about so much, you know, being on top a little bit ahead or, you know, a little bit behind. For me, it's a matter of just kind of like being right in that groove and playing it the way that it needs to be played, like kind of like spot on. You know, even with my fills and stuff, I'm trying to make sure that whatever it is, that they're still, in time. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's really important. Unless the artist or whoever it is I'm playing for, unless they want that kind of draggy, or kind of like push it a little bit, on top of the beat, then I would definitely give that to them. But for the most part, cats just want to be right in the groove. That's really important.
What are some of the things, important things you might have learned when you were younger playing with these gospel groups that have helped you to get to where you're at today?